Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the new Nidecker APX. This board features Nidecker's Surfy Cam Rocker, which is a directional cam rocker, so you get more rocker in the nose, camber underfoot, little rocker in the tail. What that's going to do is give you the load, pop, snap, and drive of camber underfoot, but you're going to have that ease of entry out in the nose and the tail from the rocker, as well as more optimal powder float. So I rode this board in your typical Colorado powder day conditions. There was a foot of fresh snow on top of a couple inches from the day before. You had powder groomers, chunder, chop, lumpy snow, a little bit of wind, medium visibility, and I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. This board has your standard run-of-the-mill directional freeride flex. Softer nose, right where the camber zone hits the rocker, it stiffens back up through the tail with a fair amount of torsional flex. You can actually really twist this board. Now, as it is a little bit wider, it does have more stability underfoot. Sure, you've got that rocker in the nose and you do get some chatter, but right where that camber meets the rocker, it starts to dissipate. You don't really feel it underfoot. This is a damp yet lively board. Overall, the flex definitely is in the freeride spectrum and it's just past middle of the road. What I liked about it is that camber section is stable and you never really have to worry about pushing through heavier snow, chop, or just lumpy ass terrain. What's nice about this board is the camber profile. So when you load it up, it activates that tail rocker and it gives you snap. In fresh snow, this board is a missile. It will pop off of everything in front of it with relative ease if you know how to ride camber. So you load it up, you hit a roller, you're gonna pop and send it further and farther than you thought. You're gonna land, be able to slash some snow, load it back up, and pop again. It's really good at doing like those porpoisey pops in really deep snow. Overall, great board for just going fast and boosting off everything in front of you with a very minimal amount of effort put in to load it up. Well, it does have rocker, so you can kind of pow butter with it, but the flex makes you really work for it. It's one of those boards that's not what it's for. The points on the tail sometimes hook up, so you do get shit whipped around. Be aware of that. Basically, you need steep terrain with at least a foot of fresh snow, in my opinion, to really get a good pow butter with it. If you don't, it ends up wanting to sink and hook and catch you. So, you know, do what you need to do with it, I guess, folks. This board is very nuanced with how it actually carves. It's got a smooth and fluid edge-to-edge transmission that you don't have to worry about. It steers outside the front foot, but it drives inside the front foot back through the tail. So it's one of those boards that when you're initiating it outside the front foot, but then you're starting to steer it from inside the front foot back. That Nidactive sandwich construction helps put more power down in the edge. So this is a board that when you're on edge, you've got a lot of power going into it. It grips and you can really drive it from inside that front foot to steer it and be more nuanced with your turns. If you want to be deep and aggressive, just hammer into the center of this board, really drive that knee forward, get it to just apex that carve and you're going to lay it over. But if you want to be mellow, you can be mellow and just swoop from one side of the trail back to the other. This board carves very well, and like I said, it's got a smooth and fluid transmission from edge to edge. You never really worry about it not being able to engage. You notice that power down into the edge. Overall, it carves well. Who's this board for? The pow-chasing freeride guy that wants a board that they can turn. Overall, this is my favorite board from the Nidecker Alpha and Beta series. It's got power where you want it, which is great, especially when you sink down onto firm, hard snow and you can just lay it on edge. In fresh pow, it floats like a dream. It's surfy where you want it. You can throw sprays up. It's almost virtually unsinkable. I had a blast with it. It's a great board. Like, do not sleep on this. This board is probably the best new thing out of the Beta and Alpha line that they've offered. Comparable boards, the Amplid Surfari, the Ride Smokescreen, the Niche Maelstrom. Binding recommendations, the Nidecker Kaon-X, the Ride C8, the Union Felcor. This has been my review of the Nidecker Beta APX. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos I got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.